So the thing that I'm most optimistic about for SRJC this year is that the community wants to come back and re-engage with us. So for returning students, that they're coming back in bigger numbers, they're taking classes, they're participating in community events. For folks who have not interacted with us for either a while or ever, that they're choosing to come as well. I have a lot of hope that that new and returning students are finding their way to us, and it feels good to have that energy across the district. A definitive book for me as a child, or at least when I was younger at least, is the Babysitters Club books. They could not be more different than my life story as a Latina growing up in the Central Valley, and I think these were girls growing up in a suburb somewhere in like Midwest America. But what I remember about it is that I could check out the books from the library. There was an ongoing story. I felt like I could escape, and I remember reading them in my Tío and my Tía's van when we were driving down to Tijuana, or we'd be caravanning to other parts of Mexico, and that would be how I would entertain myself and just kind of sit in one corner of the van and keep reading. And in retrospect, I wish that that I could say that a definitive book was something about like my culture or something like that, but that just wasn't what was available. And so I'm grateful, because I think I really inspired my love of reading and this idea of series and wanting to know like what's the next story and what happens next and then what. And I think that's a lot of how I think about now. Is avocado a fruit or a vegetable? I think that it's a fruit because it has a seed, and I think somewhere at some point I learned that if it has a seed that it somehow must be a fruit. I don't know. But honestly, I think avocado is just amazing, and it could be whatever it wants to be. It could be breakfast, it could be lunch. One of my favorite ways to eat avocado is to warm up some corn tortillas, and you slice the avocado and you put some salt and pepper on it. And if you happen to have cheese, great, but if not, it's like the perfect meal. And I realize that sounds like avocado toast, but it's not, because it's on corn tortilla. So I don't know. Anyway, so I think avocado can be whatever it wants to be, but if I had to choose, I would say a fruit.